Okay, so today's lesson will be using the distributive property in algebra. And by 6th grade, kids have already been introduced to the distributive property, but we're just going to do it with algebra, with the variables, as well as numbers. So in the distributive property, I take the number that's outside the parentheses, in this case it's the 3, and I multiply it by both numbers inside the parentheses. So this is 3 times v, or really we know there's an invisible or an imaginary 1 in front of the v. So 3 times 1v is 3v. I keep the plus, and I do 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And that's the end of that problem. Those are like terms, and I can't combine them. Moving across, I have 6 times w plus 5w. So I like to draw these two loops to remind myself to not forget anything. A lot of kids like to forget the second half of the problem. 6 times w is 6 times 1w, or it's just 6w, plus 6 times 5w is 30w, because 6 times 5 is 30. And now I do have like terms. 6w plus 30w equals 36w. So other times the distributive property can be used to sort of work in the opposite direction. Here I have an expression, and I'm going to pull out a number that's a common factor of 9a and 3 and kind of get it back into the structure that I started the other problems with. So I look at 9 and 3 and I ask myself, is there a number that's a factor of both 9 and 3? And it is. 3 is a factor of both 9 and 3. They can both be divided by that. And then I divide. 9a divided by 3 is 3a. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Over here, lastly, I have 4b minus 25. I'm going to get it into this form. I look for a number that's a factor of 4 and 28. There's more than one choice here. When in doubt, I go with the biggest number that they can both be divided by, and that's 4. 4b divided by 4 is 1b. I just write it with a b because the 1 is just sort of assumed. And 28 divided by 4 is 7. And I'm all set.